Hindi sila masyadong nakakabenta kasi masyadong salesy. They sell without telling a story.
Yung viewers mo, wala namang pakialam kung anong features. Importante din yan, pero mas importante yung story behind.
Dapat storyteller din ang editor mo.
Mas hinahire namin yung storyteller talaga.
Yes.
Mga editor, ano yan emotional manipulators.
Tapos nagugulat ako, teka lang, galing sa dulo yan, nilagay mo sa umpisa, yung gitna, nilagay mo sa dulo. Parang, sabi ko, ganun pala yun.
Para siyang puzzle eh. Kapag may butas dyan, for sure, may missing piece. It's based on your creativity kung paano mo siya gagawin.
Dudugtungan.
Kailangan mag-make sense yung story. Ang ganda ng edit, pangit ang story, walang manunood sa video.
Tama.
If you're a business owner,
Showing.
don't tell.
Sell a product without actually selling the product. That's an art.
Don't sell the product, sell the experience. Kasi when you sell the experience, you can transform lives.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to Creative Kid Podcast by House Creatives.
Where we discuss anything and everything about video creatives
That will help you 10x your business.
and personal brand.
Yon, natapos din tayo guys. So this is
Alright.
basically our pilot episode after
Grabe.
1 year of planning. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Baka naman di nila kilala kung sino tayo.
So my name is Keith. I'm the master editor of House Creatives and Real Talk Darbs. I was able to generate over 1 billion views
Wow.
for RTD.
Ako naman po si Almighty Bro. I'm the short form video expert dito naman sa House Creatives. I actually create my own content because I'm a content creator as well. I also help businesses grow their social media presence. And I have over 1 million followers creating short form contents.
Hi, my name is Brian Ordiales. I'm the master podcaster here at House Creatives. I also do podcasts under Life Over Whiskey. I also build podcast studios for my clients.
Amazing. And of course, my name is Real Talk Darbs. I make videos on the internet and I'm a content creation expert. So I help business owners and of course content creators create content that basically becomes viral.
Yun.
Yun lang.
Sakto yan, bro.
Yes.
Ang topic kasi natin for today is the art of story selling.
Oh, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, ano nga ba ang story selling?
Unang-una, pag nagbebenta tayo, 'di ba? Hindi naman ibig sabihin nagbebenta ka kagad ng produkto. Sometimes when we think about it, we're also selling ourselves. Anong tingin mo diyan, bro? When you're starting, wala ka pang negosyo, you're creating content online.
Most of the time kasi, I have been working with a lot of business owners and I have created contents specifically for me and for my own business. Usually kasi may segregation. When most of the time, people or business owners or content creators just create content and just create stories without selling anything. The other problem naman, on the other side, yun yung mga creatives ha. On the other side, mga business owners, what they do is, they sell without telling a story. So, ang problem nun naman is, hindi sila masyadong nakakabenta kasi masyadong salesy. Problema naman doon sa mga content creator side is that they're not capable of selling something. More on storytelling. And I think that's one of the reasons why there is a rise of mga content creators na nagpupromote ng sugal. There's basically no income generating. Umaasa sila sa Facebook monetization and YouTube monetization.
Actually, fluctuation kasi ang kita lalo na pagka umasa ka talaga sa monetization. Pag wala kang brand endorsement or other form of income, lalo na pag content creators ka, mahina ang kita. Minsan, yes, kumikita ka ng million or sometimes like 6 digits. Pero most of the time, pag hindi nag-hit yung videos mo, wala kang kita. Konti lang. Kaya siguro mas dumadami din yung parang masasabi nating trash content. It's because yun yung mabenta sa tao
Paano ka ba nagsimula sa pag-create mo ng mga stories over the internet? Kasi right now, syempre, sa House Creatives ka na, meron ka ng mga iba't ibang ginagawa. Basically, your own branding and business already Pero paano ka nagsimula nagkwento ng mga storya online?
And actually, ako nagsimula ko sa food. Ang nag-encourage sa akin to create content is this guy. Real Talk Darbs. Ayan. So, galing siya ng Dubai. And then, umuwi siya ng Jensen. And nag-meet kami. Tapos gumawa kami ng mini segment which is yung tinatawag namin na boy versus man. So ako yung boy, ako yung kalaban. And then doon na nagsimula na yung bro na tinatawag. Nung umalis siya, bumalik siya ng Dubai, ako hindi na ako nag-focus sa food. Kasi sinabi niya, masyadong maliit ang scope pag finocus ko lang doon lang sa Jensen. Food
Jensen,
and mismo doon sa province mo. Why not create a brand na ikaw mismo ang fini-feature mo? So, that's what I did. Kaya sinimulan ko yung Almighty Bro. I started on TikTok. Actually, doon kami nag-boom sa TikTok. During pandemic, kami yung super matunog. Kaya, isa din kami sa mga...
Nag-top sa TikTok, di ba?
Yes, one of the top rising content creators back in 2021. Okay? So, hindi ko yan ma-achieve kung hindi ako in-advisean ni Real Talk Darbs.
Real talk.
Sobrang galing kasi ng ano niya, ng mga contents niya. Actually ako, ang skill ko, parang I know a talent when I see one. So basically, nakita ko yung content niya. Sabi ko, pang next level tong talent niya. It's just that, most of the time, more on food. So sabi ko, I think pwede itong i-fine tune. Kasi sobrang ganda. Aside from Boy versus Man, doon natin na-discover yung story selling na gagawat kami ng content for a specific product pero hindi namin binibenta straight up. Ang binibenta namin is yung story.
Actually, na ko lang na-realize doon pala talaga tayo nag-start. Pandemic ang pinaka nag-open,
Open up.
yung story selling.
Story
talaga.
selling. If you're a business owner as well who's watching this right now or a content creator who wants to promote someone, kasi most of the time if you're a content creator tapos gusto mong i-promote ang may isang brand na pumunta sa'yo, minsan straight up benta. And it's effective naman like tulad ng ginagawa ni Joe Marie. Straight up creative yon. Pero there's also a different style that we know works, which is story selling. It's basically parang pahapyaw lang yung binibenta pero mas nagfo-focus kami why the product came to be. Why? Because we're trying to give people a reason to cheer for us. So a perfect example na pinakauna namin ginawa is Jacob's Bread Nuts. Ang story namin is hindi namin itong finocus na masarap yung donut. Though masarap siya. Parang sobrang hapyaw lang. Ang feature namin paano nila na-discover yun. Ano yung journey nila. Paano nila nagawa. Accident lang kasi na-discover yung bread nuts So eventually doon na kami nagkaroon ng idea. And that's one of the reasons why strength yun ng house. We really know how to create stories and sell that story to the business owners.
Kung nakikita lang ng mga tao yung mga storytelling na paninimula nila Almighty Bro tsaka ni Darbs, grabe, sobrang hindi pa siya ganun ka-refined. Pero the thought, the idea is there. Siguro I just wanna also give the floor to Keith, no? Kasi si Keith naman, even if, of course, Keith edits for you.
Yes.
And he's one of your editors na who brought in 1 billion views already, right?
For sure.
So, Keith, share mo naman sa amin, not the editing mo pa muna, mamaya na yun, maybe yung journey mo naman on why were you creating content din?
Yes, way back parang interview ako ng mga tao Actually, parang gusto ko lang din gumawa ng content kasi I was inspired by Darbs.
So, you're already editing for Darbs, right?
nag-edit
Yes,
na siya sa
nag-edit na ako nun. Parang nagugulat nga siya. Paano pa ako nakapag-create ng content ko Kasi sobrang dami kong nun And then parang na-realize ko, bakit hindi ako rin gumawa ng content? Kasi yun naman yung pinopromote ni Darbs Parang may nakita lang ako sa TikTok. Why not gayahin ko? Mag-interview din ng mga tao. So, yun, doon ko na-discover yung pag-interview ng mga tao. And then, nilagay ko lang yung concept ng hook. Kasi hindi na ginagawa What if, gawin ko yung idea na hook ni Darbs and then ilagay ko siya sa content ko, will it be effective? Tapos parang in span of 1 month, parang sumabog
Pumutok.
bigla yung Parang nagkaroon na agad ako ng 60,000 na followers.
It's important to have an environment talaga na ma-absorb mo kahit na hindi agad-agad because you're constantly there, ma-implement mo talaga And that's your pang-unang journey mo when it comes to storytelling.
I think ang isa sa mga strength talaga ni Keith is parang focused creation. Kasi most of the time kasi, ang problema kasi when it comes to creatives is basically, sobrang hirap i-maintain. Usually, mga creative procrastinator. Study shows yan. I think ako din Mas maganda yung output ko pag mga malapit na than before.
Nakaka-relate ba kayo?
That's research shows. Pero ang pinakagusto ko sa kanya is focused creation talaga siya na kaya niyang mag-start kahit malayo pa yung project, nasisimulan niya at na-maintain niya. Tapos yung output, maganda pa rin. Tapos, sobrang nice din, Keith, kasi marunong ka mag-process ng mag-process ng information. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, or if business owner ka, or if you're a content creator na looking for an editor, or you're editing yourself, isa sa mga makakagawa na siya ng mga micro-contents that resonates. Kasi, like say for example, you have a podcast. Ang tawag kasi natin dito na creation content nito is DDC, Document, Don't Create. We're having a conversation for 1 hour, and then we document it. And at the same time, we cut it to bite size na maganda. I'm telling you that ang differentiator nito is if you give this file to an marunong lang mag-edit and a master editor, the output would be way, way different. Even if they have the same material. I would bet as well na kahit yung editor lang, sobrang dami niyang parang ilalagay na graphics, effects, and all. Tapos itong master editor, subtitle lang, background music, mas tatalunin pa siya. Bakit? Because that master editor is capable of really leaning in, finding those right little words na ipagkakasunod-sunod. Tapos ito din nga yung pinag-agrihan namin ni Almighty Bro, right? Is if you're finding an editor, malalaman mo na above average editor yan. Like say for example, podcast editing. Pag napansin mo na yung edit niya chronological order, ibig sabihin hindi siya magaling na editor.
Ako, maraming guilty dyan.
Sure!
Tapos yung magaling mag-edito, ang magaling na editor, alam niya kahit sobrang ganda pa ng sinabi mo dyan, iuumit niya yan, tatanggalin niya yan kasi hindi siya fit doon sa story.
Yes. Oo.
Actually, yun yung nagsiseparate ang master editor sa pack of editors.
Oo.
Sa totoo lang, maraming mas magagaling mag-edit. Like, ang ganda
Technical wise.
Technical wise. Pero ngayon, mas hinahire namin yung storyteller talaga.
Yes.
Kasi, ang ganda ng edit, pangit ang story, walang manunood sa video.
Tama.
And yun yung parang strength ni Kit na nakita ko din. Hindi lang siya magaling gumawa ng story, magaling din talaga siya mag-edit.
Ikaw, ang pinaka-strength mo yung sinasabi ko, storyteller ka. Kasi ikaw, kahit hindi mo masyadong lagyan ng... hindi mo masyadong lagyan ng graphics, kaya nga short form master ka eh. Short form video content expert ka eh. Kasi yung sobrang haba, kaya mong i-shrink. So again, bakit natin ito din i-discuss? Because we're trying to let everybody understand ang creatives or video content and posting it in the internet para na din siyang finances ng company mo. Kasi hindi pwedeng mag-grow ang isang company kung wala kang finance department. Pwede siguro pag gusto mo lang small time. Pero if you want $1 million or $1 billion peso, kailangan mong may finance department. Regardless kung magaling ka sa number o hindi, dapat may department ka ng finance. Right now, ang creatives, video content or marketing team na gumagawa ng content sa social media is like the finance already. Regardless kung hindi ka magaling or magaling ka doon, dapat meron ka sa team mo. Kasi if you're performing without that, it means that you're missing out 10 times of the performance that you could have gotten. Right?
It's equally as important na ng finance, honestly.
Sobra. And even more. Kasi this is part of marketing already sa company mo eh. And this is one of the reasons bakit tayo gumawa ng ganitong klaseng podcast. Kasi those little information that we're trying to give them, mga business owners or content creators, it basically gives them an idea so that next time, pag mag-hire sila, ito pala dapat kong malaman and all. Or kung hindi nyo gusto mag-hire, you hire us.
Subtle promotion lang po.
To do the things for you.
Pero
But again, we don't charge cheap.
Natatawa ako dun sa sinabi nyo na parang chronological order. Kasi sobrang guilty rin ako noong una. I think everybody, when you're starting your content creation journey, ganyan talaga eh. And if you're gonna edit for yourself, wala ka pang editor, yun talaga yung pinakaunang mistake na ginagawa mo eh. Because siguro gusto mo ma-preserve yung timeline eh ng what happened eh.
But by the way, Bri, just to give you context, what we're discussing here is very high level. Most people are not even capable of thinking. Pag chronological level lang ang editing niyan, most people think na yun dapat talaga. Pero the thing that we're discussing here, I believe medyo above average na knowledge na ito eh.
Yeah.
And it's good because people now is aware na ito pala yung next level. Bakit kaya yung podcast ko, 100 episodes na, wala pa rin masyadong nanonood. Pero bakit yung podcast na 5 episode pa lang, mas nag-boom? Maybe this is the slightest tweak. Yung nag-i-edit ng content for you, nag-i-edit lang para mema pasa.
Nagugulat ako nun may mga nire-release tayong videos for brands, ganun. Kasi nasa back-end nakikita ko sila eh. Nag-set up. Lalo si Almighty Bro. Tapos alam ko yung nangyari on set. Tapos nagugulat ako, teka lang, galing sa dulo yan, nilagay mo sa umpisa, yung gitna, nilagay mo sa dulo. Parang sabi ko, ganun pala yun.
Kailangan mag-make sense yung story. Okay? Kasi minsan, lalo na for example, like hindi baguhan sa podcast, 'di ba? May mga pumapasok na ideas 'yan na sa utak. Tapos like gusto niyo nang sabihin, doon niyo sasabihin on the spot, 'di ba? Like eto, topic ko is about editing. Tapos biglang may pumasok sa akin about storytelling. Sasabihin ko 'yun. So minsan, yung mga ano na 'yun, tapo na sana 'yun. Pero minsan ang gagawin mo, i-fit mo siya doon sa story na kung saan siya nag-talk about storytelling.
Pero paano yun? Kunyari, tatanong ko si Kit, paano yun kapag may butas dun sa storya na ginagawa mo? Anong ginagawa nyo?
Ako sa akin, parang siyang puzzle eh. Tignan natin yung story as puzzle. Kapag may butas dyan, for sure, may missing piece. It's based on your creativity kung paano mo siya gagawin.
Dudugtungan.
For example,
Kung kailangan na mag-reshoot or mag-add?
Not necessarily, but it's really just finding 2-3 words na sinabi niya sa dulo na pwede kong ipangdugtong doon sa kulang. Tell a story about yung ginawa nating flash vlog kay Ramon Ang. Na kumuha ka lang ng 3, parang 4 or like not even 1 minute. Tapos anong ginawa mo doon?
Pero context flash vlogs are vlogs released mo within a specific time frame which is within
parang viral jockeying siya na style.
Within ilang hours siya?
48 hours max.
Within 48 hours. So, meaning, shoot niya, within 48 hours, ma-release na fully edited.
May edit na dapat siya agad. Kasi part of the virality reason is dapat ma-release mo siya while at the peak of the issue.
Mainit pa.
Flash vlog ang tawag ko doon.
Yes. So, go ahead, Keith. Share mo daw kung ano yung nangyari sa flash vlog ni Ramon Ang.
Okay, so story siya ni Ramon Ang. And yung kung papanoorin natin yung mismong podcast ni Ramon Ang, sobrang haba niyan. Parang 1 hour. Tapos parang ang feeling kasi na gusto kong iparating nun, gusto ko mukhang nakakainis si Ramon Ang. Eh di ang ginawa ko, kinuha ko lahat ng mga parang intriguing, mga controversial na sinasabi na parang pag narinig mo, matitrigger ka. Tapos rearrange ko sila, pinagdugtong ko sila in a way na parang si Ramon Ang yaman mo pa naman.
Yun yung twist doon. Tapos, ang maganda pa doon, kala mo, isang sentence lang ginawa ni Ramon Ang yung lahat ng ginawa naming trailer.
Huwag niyo rin bibigyan ng baon. Kailangan magdala sila ng pagkain. Yun ang baon nila sa eskwela. At wala silang bibiling kung ano-anong kalokohan na burloloy. Para mas matuto. Pare, kung pinalaki mo yung mga anak mo malalaking ulo, baka makipagsunto ka sa security guard sa kalye.
Kala mo na isang beses niya umupo siya, tapos sinabi niya
niya
to
yung
sunod-sunod.
sunod-sunod.
Pero hindi nila alam, may 48 minutes, merong part doon na nasa 15 minutes. So ito yung sinasabi ko na part of you being a good editor or a master editor is really soaking in the context of what you're editing. Hindi lang diretso ka na agad, may context ka dapat muna.
Actually, tingin ko, ano din yan part din yan ng parang emotional flow na iniisip mo as an editor. Sa totoo lang masasabi ko, mga editor, emotional manipulators yan. Di ba? Ang una, ang gusto mong mangyari, gusto mo mainis. Mainis yung tao, tapos parang ang mangyari is so may peak of emotion. Pagkatapos syempre minsan pagpapanoorin mo yan, bababa yung emotion. So itaangat mo ulit yung emotion. So yung master editor or master storyteller, alam niya kung paano i-flow yung emotion ng tao.
Evoking emotion niya.
Kaya papanoorin yan from the start to finish.
Malaking bagay talaga or role ang editor para magkaroon ng engaging story. Pero siguro guys, pag-usapan natin, kasi honestly, sa'yo ko napulot naman to. Sinabi mo kanina yung document, don't create. If I may share lang din, yung background ko lang din, I'm a technical director by profession, even before I met Darbs. Nagkaroon lang tayo ng engagement when you went to the Philippines and nag-heart healing session siya.
Yes.
Ano pa siya? Love and relationship
pa ako nun. Tapos may hashtag pa ako, stop chasing, start healing. Napaka-cringe.
Lover boy.
Pero
Stop chasing, start healing.
Yun, yung time na yun, yung mga kapanahonan na yun. Test ka pa nun when you wanted to hold events dito sa Philippines. And during that time as well, parang naisip ko lang din mag-podcast. So that's where we started the podcast called Life Over Risky. Co-host ko, his name is Direk Gerald. And we followed that rule na ang kagandahan lang by using short form videos, it gave eyeballs talaga to our podcast in the long format. That's one of the techniques. Do you say na yun talaga yung pinaka first kung wala ka pa masyadong editor ganun yung gawin?
I think so. If you're someone like, say for example, a CEO, gusto mo magkaroon ng personal brand. Dalawa kasing klase ng content ang sinasabi ko madalas na tinuturo ko sa mga students. Creation content and DDC, document, don't create. Ang creation content, it has to have a structure, it has to have writing, scripting. Ang problema kasi dito, pag bago mo palang ginagawa, mababurnout ka nun . Sobrang mahirap mag-isip ng content. Lalo na before na walang structure. Buti nga ngayon, may natuturo na tayong structure. Medyo madali nang gumawa. When I was just a one-man team, DDC talaga ako. Document, don't create. By the way, I'm crediting Gary Vaynerchuk for this kasi siya nag-isip nito. Document, don't create means you record yourself, you find the topic that you love talking about and are relatable to the audience, you record yourself.
Kaya pala bro, na dun sa video mo na intro na sabi mo, kasi doon ka sa meetup ni Gary Vaynerchuk, I have how many followers?
3.8
I have
million
3 million followers that time. And it's because of you.
Yes. Dahil sa kanya talaga yun. Kasi ang ina-addict ko talaga nun, Gary Vaynerchuk for 3 years. Nagda-drive pa lang ako nun sa Dubai na salesperson. Tapos ang dream ko nun is to quit my job and do content creation full time. So, na-achieve ko yun. Ngayon, graduate ako kay Gary Vaynerchuk. Alex Hormozy na naman ako.
Sa
Kasi
creation ka na.
more on entrepreneurship na ako ngayon. Hindi na ako
but it's anchored also with the creation parang style, di ba? Instead of document don't create.
Not necessarily about document don't create, but the philosophy in itself.
Ah,
Kasi at that
okay,
time,
okay.
from employee, gusto ko maging full-time content creator na hindi na ako pumapasok ng trabaho. Ngayon naman, ang goal ko is, kasi nagawa ko na yun, I wanna build a billion-peso company. Ang ina-addict ko na naman yun, si Alex Hormozy. So, like, pro tip, if you're someone, an entrepreneur or a beginner entrepreneur or even an entrepreneur, isa sobrang dami mo makukuha doon kay Alex Hormozy na podcast. Or, maybe this Creative Kid podcast
Is your gateway.
Gateway for you to really learn a lot about content creation, marketing, your business, and talking about this, going back to the topic.
Yes, sasabihin ko pa lang.
Story selling.
Oo.
So, ikaw paano ka ba mag-story sell?
In relation yan, dun sa sinasabi ko kanina, sisimula ka lang document ng create, pero nasa creation approach ka na talaga. Kasi ito talaga curated yung story selling eh. Hindi ka pwede mag-DDC lang basta-basta.
Siguro sa akin, based on my experience Kasi ako mascom ako Parang doon ko natutunan kung gaano ka-important yung story when it comes to marketing your products, your business. Kailangan talaga ng kwento. Simula nung Jollibee. Di ba merong mga Jollibee na story? It's actually good kasi hindi mo naman talaga binibenta yung Jollibee. You're selling the stories of Filipino.
And the experience.
Yeah, and the experience. So, in a way, parang hindi ka talaga hard sell Yun yung mantra ko when it comes to marketing, never sell. Have a story to tell.
Pagka gumagawa ko ng content, lalo na pag nagbebenta, yun talaga ang aking laging iniisip. Like, how can I sell the story? Sell a story. Yung aking tagline nga, sinasabi ko lagi is, don't sell the product, sell the experience.
Ayan.
Kasi when you sell the experience, you can transform lives.
So, paano nga ba? Sige, let's give them actionable steps. Kasi gusto natin, yung mga nakikinig, a business owner, a content creator, when they listen to our podcast, they really can take away actionable steps. Hindi lang motivation. Tamad ka kasi, kaya hindi ka mayaman. Para mga ganun.
Dinik-dik mo
Diba,
pa,
may
no?
mga ganun, di ba? Yung sasabihan ka lang, pero walang action steps. So, we wanted to make this podcast
May take away.
tactical talaga. Meron ka talagang gagawin. So, if you're a business owner, if I'm a business owner who's listening right now and I'm struggling to create a content for my product, paano ako gagawa ng content na story selling? Or if I'm a content creator who wants to learn how to story sell para hindi hard selling, ano ba dapat ang mga una kong iti-take into consideration or actionable steps?
Sige. Can I start?
Please.
Kasi ako bias ko talaga podcast. My rationale behind why you should choose podcast is it's the easiest gateway into content creation. Literal na kahit audio lang siya sa simula. I think one of the main reason why people quit before they start is because na-overwhelm sila sa lahat ng kailangan nila matutunan and even the equipment requirements right, to produce high quality content. Maganda na nga lang ngayon talaga sa technology, nagkaroon na ng shift na kahit na medyo mura siya, maganda pa rin yung quality that you can produce. I'm speaking in terms of audio, in terms of lighting, in terms of camera. Literal camera can be your phone. So I feel like if you're a business owner na gusto mong magkaroon ng first foot in the door ng content creation online, is you can start creating snippets, podcast conversational style with people na tingin mo makakuha na ng aral ng mga tao manonood. It doesn't necessarily need to sell your product immediately. So that's for me. How about you, Almighty?
Ako actually, para sa akin dapat, first, for example, like sa mga beginner or wala pang ginagawang mga content, you have to give value first. Pa? Like, for example, sa ginagawa namin ngayon sa bago kong page, Brother Earth, sa una, hindi ka talaga magsisell. Di ba? So, for example, sa farming, introduce mo lang kung ano yung available na cattles ninyo, para saan ba yung produkto mo. Kasi usually, ang gusto nating isabihin is like, etong aking produkto with ginkgo biloba E. And ang dami mo nang sinabi. Pero sa totoo lang, yung audience mo or yung viewers mo, wala namang pakialam kung anong features Well, importante din yan, pero mas importante yung story behind. For example, pag magbenta ka ng kotse, diba? Like, kung pagbibiling ko yan, marami akong chicks after. Diba? Mas mabibentahan ako, I think. Diba? Kaysa kung sasabihin ko na, ito, ang ano yan, ang machine yan, ganyan. Hindi na masyadong technical.
May naalala tuloy ako kasi I am currently building a podcast studio with one of our alumni sa program natin. And ang isa sa business niya is furnitures. So mga sofa, right? Sabi ko, ano naisip ko, kasi linking to that, no, product na is mga furnitures. Siyempre, sabihin niya, ang ganda nung tela na to, Italian, mga ganyan, di ba?
Italian leather.
Oo, ganun. Ang naisip ko right off the bat is, what if na ang approach or atake sa content mo is yung sofa na yan for simula nung pagkabata ka, nagpo-photo kayo ng mga magulang, ng parents mo, kayong pamilya, every single year. Tapos ang intro ng video is literal na nagpa-pack out ka na kasi kailangan mo na ibenta yung bahay. Pero yung sofa mo, tumagal ng lifetime. So, the approach na yun is not telling the people na ito, matibay to, tatagal to lifetime. Di ba? Pinakita mo. Show, don't tell.
Show, don't tell.
Tsaka it brings family together.
Yeah.
It brings, di ba?
Diba?
Galing.
Mas mabenta siya. Kasi sa totoo lang, ang dami na nating ginawang mga creatives na katulad ng ganon. And sobrang laki ng impact dun sa business. No? Like nakakabenta sila. Actually, ako, nakagawa ko ng video na in just a day or 2 days, naubos yung produkto nila. Just because of
well thought of creatives.
Yes, well thought of creatives na hindi siya totally selling, story selling siya.
Sell a product without actually selling the product. That's an art.
Kung kay Almighty Bro, don't sell the product, sell the experience. Ako, para makakreate ka na experience, sell the emotion. Doon na papasok yung mga technicals ng mga editing. So, make sure na it's emotionally driven. What I mean by that? Kailangan tama yung music na gagamitin mo. Kasi yung kwento ni Almighty Bro, hindi naman siya magiging ganun ka-effective kung hindi maganda yung pagkaka-edit.
Tama yung pagkuha ng music.
Yes. Hindi meaning ng maganda yung pagkaka-edit, maraming graphics. Hindi ganun. Dapat maganda yung pagkakalatag, maganda yung pagkakadugtong ng kwento, and maganda yung parang pagkakalapat ng music. So, very crucial talaga for me is musical scoring. Kasi ito yung parang pinaka number 1 mistake ng mga editors eh. Isang music sa isang content.
Oo. Pro tip number 2, alam mong tamad ang editor mo kapag isang music lang ang ginamit simula hanggang dulo.
Ako actually, guilty ako dyan eh. Sa totoo lang, nung dati nag-edit ako kay Darbs, naiinis ako. Like, ba't isa lang ang music mo? Sabi ko like, naiinis, tamad ako eh. Pero yun, siyempre.
Na-realize mo
ko na, it's very important.
Very important talaga yun. Hindi dapat isa lang ang music.
Alam, may mga one-liners sila.
Oo nga.
Paano bang one-liner mo dyan?
Ako wala akong one-liner. Action steps talaga sasabihin ko sa inyo. So first of all, how are you gonna be able to create story selling na content? First is you have to focus on what your product makes your audience or your customer feels. So wag ka mag-focus sa features, mag-focus ka sa benefits ng product. Anong nakukuha nila? Perfect example na palagi kong sinasabi is when Apple advertised their 512 megabytes of iPod, hindi nila sinabi na 512 megabytes of iPod memory ang nandito tapos sobrang ganda ng music quality install. Hindi nila sinabi yun. Sinabi nila 10,000 songs in your pocket.
iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket.
So basically, hindi ka nag-focus doon sa internals, nag-focus ka doon sa real-world application na 10,000 songs in one pocket. Mas powerful yun. So like say for example, nagbebenta ka ng siopaw. Ano bang, hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na masarap. Kasi dapat, standard na ang produkto mo pag nagbebenta ka masarap. Hindi pwedeng sabihin mo na masarap to. Kasi dapat basic na yung masarap.
And to add to that, no, pag maganda yung creatives mo pero pangit yung product mo, 'di ba? I think doon muna kayo mag-focus.
Yes.
Kasi kung pangit ang product mo, parang nang bubudol ka lang.
Yes.
Minsan ganun ang nangyayari when lalo na ang problem yan ngayon ng mga antaw nito, yung mga reviewers.
Yes.
Yung parang nagre-review sila, sasabihin nila sobrang sarap pero pagpunta ng audience hindi
Hindi
naman
pala masarap. Yes.
Diba? Before the creatives, focus on developing
great
a great product.
So basically, siguro, ito yung siopaw na kapag binili mo, siguraduhin mong pag kinakain mo, ikaw ay nakatago. Kasi maraming manghihingi sa sobrang sarap. Gets mo? So that's how, kasi yung effect ng siopaw, hindi ko sinabing masarap. Ano yung effect ng masarap? Ayaw mo siyang i-share. Kasi pag, tulad nung sa Jacob's bread nuts na ginawa natin, hindi pwedeng isa lang. Hindi ko sinabing masarap ang Jacob's bread nuts. Kasi pag bumili ka ng Jacob's bread nuts,
Kulang ang isa.
Kulang ang isa. Hindi pwedeng isa lang ang bibilhin mo. Parang it's a sin. Doon nag-rotate ang namin commercial na hindi pwedeng isa lang ang bibilhin mo. Kasi pag bumili ka ng isa, it's a sin. Kasi sobrang sarap niya na dapat dalawa or isang box.
Isang box.
Ganon. Action step number 2 is execute. Kasi kahit gaano kaganda ng iniisip mo, pag hindi mo in-execute yan, mas tatalunin pa yan ng pangit na idea na na-execute. Kasi, once you execute an idea, at kahit pangit yan ng simula, you will learn. And, na-remove na yung limiting belief na kaya ko ba to? Kasi nakagawa ka nga eh. Yun nga lang, pangit. Pero the thing
Hindi pa
is,
ganun kaganda.
lahat naman talaga ng nagsisimula, hindi pa ganun kaganda eh.
Yeah, hindi pa refined.
Hindi pa talaga refined. But that would allow you to go to the process of refining. I believe step number 2, for you to create a story-selling content, gumawa ka ng content. Kahit selling content lang or story lang. Kasi you have to understand na you will never get it perfect the first time or even in the 10th time. But at least you were able to put content out there that people watch. Kasi 10 views is better than 0. 20 views is better
may
than
isip na ako
0.
na one-liner. Iteration over perfection.
Oh, yun. Iteration over perfection. So number 3, you have to innovate, don't imitate. So meaning, kung may product ka, most likely, there is a product, a similar product that is selling well than you. So find a leader, check their best practices, and then create your own. Kasi yon hindi ka na magsisimula from scratch. Kasi specific sa niche mo, specific sa product mo, specific sa messaging. So hanapin mo siya. You don't have to reinvent the wheel and start something from scratch. You can just find what's working and refine it. Pwede mo siyang i-refine. So that's one of the hacks. So, perfect example ng refining process, yung step 3 na how to create story selling content. Punta ka sa TikTok. Pagpunta mo sa TikTok, hanapin mo yung product, similar product na meron ka. Pagtingin mo doon, syempre, pag isi-search mo yon, sabihin mo sabon, whitening soap. Hanapin mo doon. So, maraming lalabas. Hanapin mo yung may pinakamaraming reaction or views. I-click mo yon at check mo kung paano niya ginawa. Then, model it. Not copy, by the way, not copy.
If I were to do it, how would they do it differently?
Yes. Or model it in a sense. Pero wag word by word. Parang model it. So, kung siya, ginawa niya, tumalon siya sa planggana just to get the hook. At sinabing sobrang ganda ng sabon. Bakit ikaw, pwede ka namang tumalon sa balde? Or pwedeng, instead na tumalon ko sa planggana na may tubig, ikaw ang sabuyan ng tubig. I mean, I'm just thinking aloud. Depende sa kung anong makikita mo. Or kung siya nagsasalita na nakahiga, bakit ikaw hindi ka magsalita na nakaduyan? Something like that. So, find something, model it, and then execute.
And I guess guys, napakadami natin na pag-usapan. Sana marami kayo napulot na aral. That is it for this episode. Thank you for listening.
This has been House Creative Podcast saying,
Win with us or watch us win.
Because always remember, the house always wins.